What's up, all day fam? All right, this is my Thursday night football recap. So Thursday night football is in the books, and the truth was very predictable. My prediction was very predictable. I pretty much hit the nail on the head on this one. I said the Ravens was going to beat the Dolphins 35-20, and the storyline that I gave you was very identical. The scoreboard was a little bit different, but I was pretty much very accurate on this one. This wasn't a surprise; it was confirmation, and Amir held up to both teams' reality. So I told you Baltimore would dominate not because of hype, but because of identity. And what did we watch? A Ravens team calm, clinical, and coordinated, and a Dolphins team emotional, erratic, and exposed. Lamar Jackson didn't just play quarterback; he orchestrated an atmosphere. Every throw carried authority. He was dangerous. He had four touchdowns. He passed just a little bit over 200 yards, and that also tells you that his defense showed up. So this is the thing. This was surprising to me, that the Baltimore Ravens defense actually showed up. But what wasn't surprised to me was that the Miami Dolphins offense played terrible. And so that's the thing. I mean, what's going on with Tua? I mean, here's the thing. Let me pull up these stats real quick. Hold on, man. Because so Lamar Jackson, he returned from a hamstring injury and delivered a dominant performance. He was 18 to 23, 204 yards, 4 touchdowns, 0 interceptions, 143.2 rating. Running back Derrick Henry rushed for 119 yards, including several big plays, 35 yards and a 19-yard that helped break the game open. For the Dolphins, quarterback Tua Tagovailoa, I think that's how you pronounce it. I always mess up his last name. He was 25 of 40 for 261 yards, no touchdowns, 1 interception. Their offense advanced but failed to capitalize in red zone. They were 0 for 3 inside the red zone. Miami had moments, more first downs and more yardage at a point, but it was 10 first downs to Baltimore's 4, 226 yards to 109 at one point. But turnovers, penalties, and missed opportunities killed their momentum. So the psychological difference between this is that Baltimore came in composed, confident, and healthy. In Miami, they were just exposed, and their mistakes just mounting. The crazy thing about this was, like, okay, so my prediction was 35 to 20. So, but let's see, what was the actual score? What was the actual score? It was 28-6. So I wasn't too far off. You know, it was still a blowout either way. Yeah. So I mean, Lamar Jackson 18-23, 204, 4 tutties, 0 interceptions. Henry 119 yards. Let's see here. Let me go team by team. Let me go with it, because I want to look at what the actual play-by-play was. So let's see here. Despite the final outcome, Miami outgained Baltimore in the first half, 226 yards to 109. Third down situations in the third quarter alone, Baltimore dominated with a 10-2 advantage on third downs. Red zone efficiency for Miami. Of their 5 trips inside Baltimore's 35-yard line, the Dolphins' results were field goal, missed field goal, turnover on downs, and a fumble. It's terrible. Rushing yards allowed by Baltimore. Miami was held to 87 rushing yards, and over their past 3 games, Baltimore's allowing only 86 rushing yards per game. So ball security and turnovers. Baltimore's defense forced 3 turnovers in the game, which was a major swing in a game where Miami had more yardage early. So penalties and yardage. From the box score, penalty statistics show Baltimore had 3 penalties for 33 yards. So these numbers reinforce the narrative Miami could move the ball early, but Baltimore's discipline, situational dominance, third downs, turnovers, and rushing defense turned the tide. So let's see here. I'm going to go a little deeper into this game. So the thing about it is that here are, all right, so the player level advanced stats from the Baltimore Ravens and the Miami Dolphins. So Lamar Jackson, let's see here. the score by score, like the play by play. Let's see here. The thing about this game, I'm gonna be honest. I didn't really so much watch this game, but I kind of knew what the game was going to turn out to be, and so the score by quarter was in the first quarter, the Ravens, they put up 7 points, Dolphins put up 3. In the second quarter, Ravens put up another 7 points, Dolphins put up another 3. Third quarter, the Ravens put up 14 points, the Dolphins didn't score anything. Fourth quarter, Ravens didn't, nobody scored. So this was just a disgusting game all the way around. And let's see. I think that I want to know how long it's going to take for Tua to be permanently benched, because he's obviously not a franchise quarterback. I've been saying this for years, and there's nothing really much to talk about this game. I'm trying to figure out what else to talk about this game, but there's really nothing else to talk about, I guess, because I think they was also saying that this was the first time that Mike McDaniel was actually like going off on the sidelines on the field, and Mike McDaniel seems like somebody who just doesn't get heated very easily. And the fact of the matter is that his patience is running thin for Tua. It's not. He's doing all he possibly can, and the thing about it is, Mike McDaniel already knows that his job is on the line, and he's more than likely going to get fired within the next week or so. I think they had already let somebody go in the front office, I think, or one of their office coordinators or somebody. I can't remember who it was, but let me see. Hold on. I'm gonna look it up right now. Who got fired? Let's see here. Because I think it was an offensive coordinator that got let go earlier today. I'm going to look this up for y'all real quick. Because, yeah, okay. Well, no, not offensive coordinator. Oh, snap. So, okay, so Mike McDaniel is going to remain Dolphins head coach remainder of season at least. So Mike McDaniel is good. He's good for now. Hold on, let me read this to y'all. All right, so the Dolphins and general manager Chris Grier mutually parted ways on October 31st today, following a 2-7 start in a blowout home loss. Head coach Mike McDaniel remains in his role at least through the end of the season. Let's see here. Let me look at this. Look a little deeper. Chris Grier is out as Miami Dolphins general manager, the team announced Friday, but head coach Mike McDaniel remained in position at least for the regular season. Per ESPN, Adam Schefter, the Dolphins announced that the move was a mutual decision between in the organization Friday morning, less than 24 hours after Miami fell to 2-7 with a 28-6 loss to the Baltimore Ravens. Champ Kelly will be Miami's interim general manager the rest of the season. It says, this morning I made the decision along with general manager Chris Grier to mutually part ways. Team owner Stephen Ross said in a statement, I have incredible respect for Chris and his family, and I want to thank him for his many contributions to the Miami Dolphins over the past 26 years. As I assessed the state of the team and in my discussions with Chris, it became clear to both of us that change could not wait. We must improve in 2025, 2026, and beyond, and it needs to start right now. Champ Kelly will serve as an interim general manager effective immediately, and we will begin our search process for a new general manager. I want to thank Champ for stepping up in his commitment to the Dolphins' success this season. There is a lot of football left to play, and we all need to fight even harder. During Grier's tenure, he has been with the organization since 2000 and general manager since 2016. The Dolphins recorded 5 winning seasons and 3 playoff appearances, but failed to win a postseason game. Miami's 25-year playoff win drought is the longest active streak in the NFL. Wow. They haven't won a playoff game in 25 years. Less than 10 hours after the loss. Okay, I'm going to read that. Wow, that's crazy. They haven't won a playoff game in 25 years, and that's the longest in the NFL. All right, so let's see. The Dolphins A team source told ESPN the Dolphins aren't interested in trading wide receiver Jalen Waddle, but that was before Greer's dismissal. Linebackers Jalen Phillips and Bradley Chubb have consistently been named as potential trade targets come next week's deadline. Jalen Phillips and Bradley Chubb are really great players. I mean, really solid players. I mean, they can definitely help out the team with their pass rush. So, yeah. Let's see here. Let's see what can happen. Let's see, and let's see what Mike McDaniel. Mike McDaniel to remain the head coach. The Dolphins removed. Yeah, massive mutually agreed to part ways. Yeah, okay, I don't need to read that. But here's the thing. I mean, I wanted to see how long it's going to take for them to bench Tua. That's what I want to see, because when is that change going to come? They might as well just. I mean, I don't know who they going to go to if they do bench Tua. So that's the thing. They could try to make a trade. I mean, I don't know if the Browns wants to get rid of Shador, but I would like to see Shador in Miami with Mike McDaniels. I think he can make some heat. I think he'd do a much better job than Tua. I think Mike McDaniel can be a wonderful coach for Shador. I mean, the way how Shador is and the way how Mike McDaniel is, I think they're a perfect match, to be honest with you. They kind of have sort of, I ain't gonna say they have the same personalities, but I think Mike McDaniels just seems like anything goes. That you don't really want your head coach being like that, but I think if Mike McDaniel had a quarterback that's serious and that's all about business, I think, Mike McDaniel can still do a good job. Because I actually think Mike McDaniel is a good coach. I actually do. I just think that you can only do so much when you have a player like Tua. That's just when you have a quarterback like Tua. That's just the reality. So I think Shador can make Mike McDaniels look really good again. I saw enough from Mike McDaniels when he first came to the Miami Dolphins and he helped Tua out with his play. I saw how garbage Tua was. I saw how terrible he was. And then Mike McDaniel got there and it was looking like Tua wasn't even going to. It was looking like Tua was on his way out the league then. And then Mike McDaniels came in and revolutionized his career in a way. But you can only do so much for a sorry player. If a player is sorry, a player is sorry. I would like to see Shador. I mean, I don't think Shador will ever set foot in Miami. Maybe not. I don't know. Maybe Miami gets aggressive and they try to trade for Shador, possibly. But Miami needs to rebuild. They need to blow it all up. And if Mike McDaniel is to stay, obviously they need to get a really great quarterback. A really, really good quarterback. A quarterback that has a very great future ahead of him. And Shador, I think he has a really great future ahead of him. I'm not really so big on the draft actually now. I mean, I was saying for a minute that, this draft is quarterback heavy, but none of these quarterbacks are looking good at all in college football. To be honest with you all, this has been like the first year where I haven't really been watching college football. College football, it's not seeming exciting to me at all. Like, I've been watching the games and I'm like, where's the excitement again? It's not for this year. For some reason, it's not looking as exciting. It's just not looking competitive. I don't know, but NFL always looking competitive. I just since I've been in school, I haven't really been able to watch as many games as I want to. But I have NFL Sunday tickets, so I can always go back and rewatch these games. But I still keep up. I watch the podcasts. I look at the tape, and stuff like that. I listen to people who I trust, whose opinions and information and data that I trust. But I don't know, man. I mean, can Tua still have a job in the NFL? I think so. I think so. I think that Tua could be a backup, not a starter. I think Tua's days of being a starting quarterback are over. Just like Justin Fields. Like, I think after this season, it's going to be a handful of quarterbacks that if they don't, or a few quarterbacks you know, I think they're done. Like Geno Smith, I think he's done. He, he went right back to being terrible Geno Smith. I never bought into the Geno hype. I got into serious debates with people. People were like, "Oh, how can you say Geno is overrated? How can you say he's not good? Yada yada yada." I saw right through the BS. I watched his game. I watched the games. I saw how he was pretty much like a really, really great game manager. That's how I was looking at Geno. I was like, he's a phenomenal game manager, and that's it. And I love how the media likes to put, oh, there's a lot of quarterbacks who are a game manager. Oh, everybody quarterback is a system quarterback. Yeah, every quarterback is a system quarterback, but not every quarterback is a system quarterback and can be a game manager plus more. Some quarterbacks stop right there. Some quarterbacks are only system quarterbacks, and some quarterbacks are only game managers. So that's what separates the game manager system quarterbacks from the game manager system quarterbacks that can play anywhere, that can command the offense when needed, and that can do extra things when needed or when they want to. So don't sit here and try to act like all quarterbacks are created equal, because that's where a lot of people try to get their debates and arguments from with the Brock Purdy situation. Oh, everybody who doesn't have an elite team around them, who doesn't play well with great quarter players around them. Yeah, okay, I get that. But if you watch the tape and if you watched actually the games, you know that when a quarterback doesn't have all of his weapons around him, when he doesn't have the line, when he doesn't have the receivers, when the injuries pop up, and then he loses all of his talent, and then it's all on him. He's the only healthy elite player on that team, and he's still producing. They may not present into wins, or maybe sometimes they do, but you can see that he's still being productive at least. He's not looking terrible. I've seen Brock Purdy look terrible minus all of his weapons. I've seen it. I haven't really seen him look good or productive when all hell broke loose. I haven't seen it from Brock. I haven't seen it from Geno. I haven't seen it from Tua. I haven't seen it. Never have. If somebody have seen it, please, if you're watching this, please tell me some games when that has been the case. I'm not talking about situations. I'm not talking about, oh, they showed up in the fourth quarter. I'm talking about games when they have actually prevailed and they actually was producing. Okay? Because I'm not going to give it to a quarterback if he's been playing like trash all game and then all of a sudden he makes one big play for them to win. No. That to me is just so like in denial of how trash the quarterback actually is. Yeah, okay. A lot of players can just be like, oh, this is my opportunity to make a big play. I've been sorry all week, all game. My team has just gave me an opportunity. My coaches put me in a situation for me to make a big play for us to win. Let me go run this in for a touchdown, and then we win. That's the same crap with J.J. McCarthy. Are we going to? I don't hear anybody saying J.J. McCarthy is good anymore. I mean, that's what I'm saying. Like, at first, everybody was all over J.J. McCarthy's nutsack when he had that great fourth quarter run when he was terrible throughout the entire three quarters, and he did it really good in the fourth quarter. But everybody was on his back. And then what happened the next game? He was sorry, and then he got injured, and now everybody's just like, we don't know how he looks. That's my point. My thing is that the media and these analysts and these commentators are so, like, volatile. Like, when a player plays well, they're all on his nuts. When a player plays bad, they back off. And then they have their biased players that they like. They're always gonna suck up to no matter what. Mahomes, Allen, not even Lamar Jackson anymore. At first it was Mahomes, Allen, Lamar Jackson. But even if Lamar Jackson is starting to play bad, they don't come up with excuses for Lamar Jackson. But when Josh Allen plays bad, when his team plays bad, they come up with all the excuses in the world for Josh Allen. All the excuses in the world for Josh Allen. Same for Joe Burrow. When Joe Burrow is not playing well, they come up with a lot of excuses for him. Oh, he doesn't have an offensive line. Oh, he doesn't have the defense. But you know what? When Justin Herbert comes up short, oh, Justin Herbert can't get it done in the game. It's just like they have like these beer goggles or whatever, or like they're just so oblivious or just so blind, or like they have like a reality immune shot. That when they watch these players, they watch these quarterbacks, they pick and choose who they want to defend, and they pick and choose who they want to criticize no matter what. Me, I'm not like that. I judge my quarterbacks based on situational football, and I judge them based on the tape. and I judge my quarterbacks based on how much they can produce with the minimal resources that they have. That's why I look at the situation and I see like how intelligent this quarterback is, the decision making that he's making, the throws that he's still making, the type of throws that he's still making. Is he throwing his receivers wide open? Is he it's so much stuff that I look at. Does he know how to distribute the ball? Anticipation, his anticipatory throws. I look at all of that stuff, and I look at the matchups. I look at who he's playing, the secondary, all that. I take all that stuff into consideration because that stuff matters. But when I hear these analysts and these commentators talk, like they're so lazy in their analysis, they just go based on wins, Super Bowls, playoff wins, and stats. That's so shallow. And it's so lousy. You have to really, like a game like football, you have to really look deep into it. Context matters in football more than anything. And then they was all over Tua's nutsack years ago. Everybody was saying Tua was this, Tua was great, Tua was that. There were times where there was some people who were trying, like Joy Taylor. I remember there were times they were trying to say Tua was better than Justin Herbert. There were times when they were saying that. Now all of a sudden we don't even know if Tua's gonna be a starter anymore. You see what I'm saying? And now we got people talking about Daniel Jones is better than Justin Herbert. Really? Off 8 games, you think just Daniel Jones is a better quarterback than Justin Herbert? Okay, we'll see. They were before this season, they were trying to say Geno Smith could be a top 10 quarterback. Geno Smith ain't even looking like a top 32 quarterback. So I mean, it's whatever, man. I mean, like I said, at the end of the day, when it's all said and done, we are really going to see who's the best quarterback in the league, who's the best quarterback. You know what I'm saying? When it's all said and done, when it's standing in, and yeah, I mean, I'm looking forward to seeing what Miami's going to do. I don't think they're going to bring back Tyreek. I would like to see where Tyreek's career is going to end up. I thought I saw something where Tyreek was saying that he's going to have to make a decision if he wants to come back or not. So I don't know if he's contemplating retirement, but I think that's just his emotion speaking. He's going through a lot. He's going through a lot right now, his injury and everything. So he's going to have to really he's going to have to really push through this mentally, and so I would like to see Tyreek Hill have a play of a few more seasons. I really would, and I wouldn't mind seeing him with the Chargers. I mean, I really would like to see the Chargers take a chance on him, pick him up. I would like to see his deep threat speed ability with Justin Herbert's arm. I would love to see that. I mean, we always said, oh, how would it be if Justin Herbert was with Miami? Justin Herbert with Mike McDaniels, Jalen Waddle, Tyreek Hill, A-Shan in the back. How would that look? Man, Miami would have won a Super Bowl. So we can see a part of that, if the Chargers can take a swing on Tyreek, if he decides, to come back and give it another shot. I would love to see Tyreek Hill team up with Justin Herbert. Can you imagine the deep throws? Like Justin Herbert is the best pure passer in the league, period. I don't care what y'all say. He's the best pure passer in the league. If I'm not mistaken, I believe he's leading the league in touchdowns. I mean, in yards, and he's not too far in leading the league in touchdowns. And he has one of the worst offensive lines in all of football. Hold on, let me see who has the worst offensive lines in football. Let me look it up for y'all real quick. What team has the worst offensive line in football? Let's see here. I can tell you, I'm already certain that it's probably the Chargers. But even if it's not the Chargers, let me tell you all. Oh, they said the Houston Texans. Is that accurate? I don't know. I don't know if I touched that. But hold on. That doesn't really matter. You know what? The offensive line doesn't actually even matter. You know why? Because it doesn't matter because you got to look at how many times this quarterback is being hit too. So that matters more than anything. So I think I saw some data when they said that Justin Herbert has been hit more than any quarterback in the NFL since 2020. That's terrible, man. That's bad. I mean, and the fact of the matter is he's been getting hit, pressured more than any quarterback since 2020. But this year, and he's been hit more than any quarterback by far this year. This year though, his offensive line is obviously terrible, and he's been getting nailed. He's leading the league in passing yards. That just shows you that he is the best passer in the league. If you actually watch the Chargers games, you will know that Justin Herbert is the best passer in the NFL, literally. And if he actually had offensive line blocking for him, he would be carving up defenses. If he had four receivers like Jamar Chase and T. Higgins, he would do way more than what Joe Burrow did last year. Period, hands down. So, that's all I have right now, man. I just wanted to talk a little bit about this game. There wasn't really so much to talk about, but Lamar Jackson, he's looking great. He's looking dangerous. The Ravens, they can make a run. They can make a run, and some people are thinking that now since Lamar Jackson is back, that the Ravens can win the AFC North. And I'm not opposed to that. I'm not. So now, before I close, I want to show you something really valuable. So I wanted to show you a close friend. It's not a close friend of mine. He's a driven entrepreneur, an engineer. He helped design something that protects athletes beyond the scoreboard. It's called the ThermoPact MouthShield. You can get it on Amazon. And why do I mention it? Because protection isn't weakness, it's wisdom. And if you play hard, practice heavy, or push your body into uncomfortable territory, this might serve you well. So here's what makes the mouthguard fascinating. It's a triple layer impact core built with D30 technology, absorbing 20 to 60% more energy than the average mouthguard. It's a heat detecting material that literally changes color when your oral temperature climbs too high. Warning, so it is warning you before your body quits on you. So it's designed by a dentist and a medical equipment engineer and a football coach that's tested by ballistic and heat labs and trusted by the Jordan McNair Foundation. So it's American made, it's field tested, and it's created for those who don't just play, but they commit to this game. So if you want to check out this mouth guard, the link to my link to the Amazon product is in the description. You can click on it, and you can check it out. I pretty much affiliate with him. I met him, I've known him for about a few months now, and he's just a fellow entrepreneur. We're both building products together. We got some ideas, and we're collaborating on some certain things. And he told me about this mouth guard, and I thought this mouth guard can serve some people well. This is a football channel, and so I'm pretty sure some people who play the game, who play this, they can try out the mouth guard and they can find some value in it. So that's all I have right now. I thank you all so much for watching. We'll be back very soon. Deuces.